Freddy Fazbear's Pizza closed for the supposed final time after a terrible fire and was thought to be that way forever. However, only a year later, a small restaurant opened, having the exact same name. People were curious. Why would the brand suddenly appear again after all this time? Even after the horrible incidents at the other locations? And yet, here it was. A new location with a brand new owner. The owner of the previous locations had been an elderly man. He had stepped down at the last location and let his two right-hand men take ownership. He died not long after the last restaurant burned to the ground, and his two colleagues both disappeared without a trace. So you would probably be thinking, who is either brave enough or stupid enough to reopen that cursed restaurant chain? Well, someone was. Many who had heard about the incidents decided to keep their children far away from that place. Yet those who used to go as a kid, liked the food, maybe just loved the animatronics, wouldn't let their minds rest until they checked this new location out. Those brave enough to set foot into the restaurant are all greeted with a familiar sight. 4 smiling animatronics, the icons of the company. A dark brown bear with a smile that welcomes all, a purple bunny whose rambunctious attitude makes the adults feel like kids again, a pirate fox who loves to tell a good story, and a bubbly yellow chicken whose smile brightens the room, stand on the brand new stage and greet their patrons. Most people are surprised about seeing the old animatronics. However, the new owner was kind enough to give them a huge makeover. The last location hadn't kept them in working condition. The lack of care led to fur falling off, odd odours emanating from the suits, and glitches, each thing serving to scare the children more and more. Now they were clean, and their movements were incredibly fluid. Also, their appearance had changed a fair bit. They looked more real, and it was not uncommon to mistake them for people in suits, as no metal parts were shown. These improvements gave them a more lifelike appearance, especially with their incredibly lifelike eyes. The loyal customers found their new appearance rather appealing, more so as the animatronics not only sing children's songs, but also songs suited to all age groups. The parents did get a little scared though when the animatronics suddenly began moving around the crowd and interacting with the children. The children, on the other hand, loved this new change, and on its first day of being open, the few people who attended had to admit, the restaurant had taken a large turn for the better, many wanting to recommend the place to their friends and family. The animatronics waved goodbye to the new customers as the doors closed for the last time that day. The purple bunny jumped off stage and locked the door, turning to the bear, who gave it a smile and said with a deep yet soft voice to the other 3 animatronics,
"Well done, everyone. I think today went pretty well."
Little did the humans know, the animatronics were the restaurant's new owners. The restaurant itself was a gift from their father, one of the 2 right-hand men.
There wasn't many customers, though.
The chicken, Chica, remarked sadly. Like the 3 others, she too wanted this place restored to its former glory, the only condition their father gave them. The purple rabbit, Bonnie, walked back to the stage, and much like his feathered friend, was confused by the lack of people.
I thought they would like coming back. A little disappointing if you ask me.
We worked so hard to open this place.
Foxy, the pirate fox, uttered solemnly as he emerged from his cove filled with pirate-themed props. Their leader, Freddy Fazbear himself, let out a small sigh.
The humans still remember the bad stuff from the last places. Give them time and more will come.
He reassured the others, who nodded in turn.
Now, let's clean this place up. Can't have a dirty restaurant after all.
Freddy jumped down from the stage, fetched a broom, and threw it to Bonnie, who caught it with an annoyed moan.
Ugh, why do I have to sweep the floor?
Would you prefer taking the bathrooms?
Freddy deadpanned while pointing to said brooms. The rabbit quickly began to brush the floor, and the bear smirked.
Thought so.
I'll take the kitchen.
Chica beamed and ran to the kitchen.
After I have made tomorrow's pizzas, that is.
I'll help Bonnie.
Foxy walked over to Bonnie and grabbed a mop, wiping up some stained fizzy drink.
Guess I'll take the bathrooms then.
After they finished cleaning, they helped one another make preparations for tomorrow's customers. Bonnie would help Chica in the kitchen, Foxy would place the tables in their correct positions and set down party hats on each seat, and Freddy would check their supplies. He took a checklist and wrote down what they needed to order and what could wait. So far, they were only running low on pizza dough, and they could use more cups as well.
How's it going?
A deep voice, deeper than Freddy's, asked from the stage. Freddy turned to the stage and addressed his golden brother.
Everything seems fine so far, Goldie.
The animatronic, who went by Golden Freddy, Fredbear, or simply his favorite nickname, Goldie, nodded while sitting on the stage.
That's good. Have you thought about what I told you?
The Golden Bear questioned. Like the others, Goldie was also newly repaired, and his dirty yellow fur was once again shiny and bright gold. Freddy sighed and stared into his brother's red-colored eyes with his blue ones.
Yes, but can it wait? I mean, we still haven't fully gotten used to our new upgrades.
So you have turned them on. How does it feel?
Freddy blinked at his brother's statement.
You haven't turned yours on?
No, I'm...
Goldie started but stopped. After a moment, he continued.
Well, I'm a little scared.
His brown brother sat down beside him.
Why? I admit it felt weird suddenly having the need for food, but it isn't that hard to adjust.
And your emotions?
Freddy groaned and placed his head in his big paw-like hands.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Why not?
The brown bear did not answer, simply giving him a look of uncertainty, as if he wasn't sure he should share that information. Goldie raised an eyebrow.
Was it really that bad?
It was embarrassing, but at least I wasn't the worst.
Freddy smirked and nodded to the purple rabbit.
Bonnie's still having trouble being around Chica.
Goldie blinked and turned to the rabbit, who was helping the chicken, seemingly flustered about something, especially when his hands touched her wings.
What's wrong with him?
No idea. Still reading the emotion manual that Father gave us. It's not like Bonnie's ever gonna read it.
So true.
Goldie chuckles and smiles at the rabbit and chicken. His smile is replaced with a worried look, however, and he turns to his brother.
How's Spring doing?
Freddy's face dropped, and he motioned to the new parts and service room.
Marion's still working on him.
Goldie slowly nodded, well aware of how bad of a shape Spring was in.
You think you will?
He couldn't finish his sentence. He and Spring were best friends, and it hurt Freddy to see him like this. Freddy placed a paw on his brother's shoulder, giving him one of his trademark smiles.
Spring will be fine.
That's good.
Goldie smiled in return, hoping his brother's words were true. Freddy got up, still smiling at the golden bear.
I'm going to head to the office. I still need to go over our budget.
Of course.
Goldie nodded, stood up, and walked off stage.
I think I'll see how Spring is doing.
Freddy gave his brother a nod, and both went their separate ways. The first day went well, but there was still a long way to go before they reached their goal. And it wouldn't be easy, especially when people think your restaurant is run by humans and not sentient animatronics. The first month of being open went without a hitch. The guests were happy, and that in turn made the animatronics happy. There was, however, one single problem. They needed waitstaff and kitchen hands. As the place started to get popular, the more people came, and poor Chica couldn't keep up with all the orders. This day was no exception. Chica did not have the time to even appear on stage, since she was needed in the kitchen and had to serve customers. Even with Chica's abundance of skill, she just couldn't keep up with the guests.
Here, let me help.
Goldie suddenly appeared next to Chica and took the plates from the chicken.
Oh, thank you, Goldie. You are a lifesaver.
I wouldn't go that far.
The golden bear chuckled and added while grinning at her.
By the way, I hope you have leftovers tonight. I just activated my upgrades and I am starving.
First, you make sure our guests aren't hungry.
She added as she shoved the bear into the dining hall, and Goldie did just that. On the stage, Bonnie watched the chicken and gold bear. He felt jealous of them laughing together, and he wasn't sure why. Goldie was like an older brother to them all.
Bonnie!
The purple rabbit turned to his friend and boss, noticing Freddy was giving him a firm look.
Focus!
Sorry.
Bonnie returned back to playing on his guitar. Fortunately, only very few people had noticed he had stopped. Freddy watched the bunny for a little while, having an idea what was wrong with his purple friend. He thanked their father for leaving that magnetism.
You should talk to her.
About what? We have nothing in common. She likes to cook and I like to play the guitar. Besides,
He glanced back to Chica.
we fight all the time.
True, but you both like making children happy and playing music.
Bonnie looks rather surprised at the bear. Freddy gives him a look.
Talk with her. After we have closed, of course.
Bonnie nodded, and they both returned back to playing for the customers. Meanwhile, Goldie gave some guests the food they had ordered before he turned around to see Foxy walking over to him. The fox didn't have any children to entertain at the moment, as they were all crowded around the bear and rabbit on stage.
I've heard some disturbing chatter.
The fox mused to the golden bear. Goldie blinked.
About what? People seem happy.
He said while gesturing to the people having a good time. Foxy couldn't disagree on that note. However,
Aye, but me ears have caught word of parents asking why no humans serve the food and keep us in check.
Goldie sighed, glancing to the humans, noticing some of them are looking at them with a mix of suspicion and fright.
I'll talk to my brother about this.
It was only a matter of time before this issue would come up. Having people scared of them was the last thing they needed. Completing the other animatronics' father's wishes would be nearly impossible if they were feared.
Thanks, old friend.
Foxy stated, relieved, and returned to his spot. Goldie went back to his new duty, but couldn't help thinking of the day when the one Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy called their father, gave him the news about his plan. Less than a year ago.
Why did you give us the restaurant? I asked a very weak man in bed. I was the only one who could leave the restaurant on account of my supernatural abilities. The sick man smiled weakly at me.
Because you will do what's best for the...
He began coughing, and I quickly went to him and handed him some water. I slumped down again on the floor beside the bed. I didn't want to reveal my new mobility to anyone besides this man. I might not have considered Scott my father, like Freddy and the others did. But I saw this man as a good friend. The man took 3 deep breaths and weakly said,
Fredbear, I've chosen Freddy as my heir.
He coughed again before he turned to me, trying to see any anger in my face. But I didn't have the slightest bit.
Please understand why.
I understand. I had always, in some sense, known Freddy would be the new icon for the company, and it had nothing to do with the name of the restaurant. He's the best programmed to do the job. But what I don't understand is, why us? We can't run a company,
Because you're robots?
Scott asked me, as if he already knew I would come up with that excuse. I nodded slowly. We had accepted the fact that we would always be owned by others. The new manager was far from a nice guy. He was an idiot, honestly. And he didn't know any of us were sentient. Only the one Freddy and his friends considered their father knew of our sentience. Unlike the manager, Scott had always been nice to them. I blinked in surprise as Scott suddenly began laughing between his coughing.
You can, my golden friend. With these.
He motioned to the small box at his bedside table. I grasped the box within my paws and slowly opened it, revealing several animatronic data drives inside, along with a small journal. Confused, I turned to my friend who smiled one of his encouraging, "You can do it" smiles.
My last gifts to you. Take them.
I hesitated and gently took the box, not sure what to do with them. Scott simply gave me a knowing smile.
Now please, leave me. I need my rest.
Will you speak to Freddy about this choice?
Yes, very soon, my friend. Now please, leave.
As I teleported away with the strange box, I had a feeling this would be the last time we would speak with one another.
Goldie?
The bear blinked and turned to Chica, who gave him a worried look.
You alright?
Just thinking.
He replied and returned to work, giving her a smile.
No need to worry about this, old bear.
Chica shrugged as she walked away and returned back to the kitchen to reheat the pizzas she made last night.
Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, why not share this fan-made audiobook to your friends or subscribe? That will really help me and my team out. Plus, it will let you know when the next chapter is out. I'm Vildtiger, and I will see you the next time.